For decades, the Nigerian nation has wallowed in addictive over-reliance on oil for the funding of its development needs. Experts have insisted that with oil, a non-renewable resource gradually diminishing in reserves, and major buyer of Nigeria's crude like the US recently cutting Nigerian oil imports by 62% as the local production grows, Nigeria must no doubt begin to look elsewhere for more sustainable revenue. Harnessing Nigeria's long overlooked and forgotten maritime assets has become a national imperative, especially against the backdrop. Thus, the introduction of a functional literature to boost the debate for Nigeria to look beyond oil and to the oceans, harnessing Nigeria's maritime resource, past, present, and future. The federal government's drive to enlist the contribution of other sectors of the Nigerian economy by way of revenue to its coffers has seen a shift of focus to agriculture by the Muhammadu Buhari administration and the attendant impact. Many watchers believe that under the leadership of the current Minister for Transportation, Honorable Rotimi Amechi, the maritime sector can also witness a similar and equal renaissance, and indications towards this can be seen in the various maritime-friendly initiatives by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, a parastatal under the Ministry of Transportation headed by Dr. Dakuku Pisaside. What are these assets? It is time to renew our focus in the areas of shipping, shipbuilding and development, ports, onshore offshore oil terminals, fisheries, amongst many more. The author of the book, Bashir Yusuf Jamo, can be best described as an encyclopedia of the maritime industry. He has over 25 years of public service experience and currently the Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. He has been involved in some policies that have turned around the fortunes of the maritime industry today, even though in his book, he believes that the nation is still not fully harnessing its huge maritime assets.
My advice to the government on harnessing the Nigerian maritime asset, the attention given, for instance, to agriculture is so enormous, and everybody in Nigeria can testify and can see the obvious impact of the agriculture because of the sincerity of purpose that government put in place in terms of developing agriculture. The little impact the agriculture is giving now to the economy, when government focus more attention now on the maritime asset, I believe it will go a long way. I have made a lot of recommendations. Such recommendations include development of integrated marine plan. This can come in form of a committee that will sit down and meet every month with a realistic targets of what they want to achieve in terms of harnessing these maritime assets. Number two, I intend to see a good research made with fact and figures of what we have and where we have and the reserve we have. Apart from the oil, when we go to other resources, we conduct research, we will be able to see the type of assets we have, the value of asset, and the amount and the quantum, the value of those assets that we can utilize it for the betterment of Nigerians, and as well as employment generations for our teeming youth and populations. Nigeria with over 200 million populations now we have, with an estimated growth of 3% per annum. Certainly we owe it a duty to look for work, for job for this teeming youth. In terms of challenges, when you have unemployment here and there, the next things you have is the issue of these problems of militancy, vandalism, attacks, and other things like that. But when we sit down and harness these resources, we will now equip the teeming youth on what to do to leave the streets and come and work for the betterment of their life and the country in general.